Ren doesn't just write songs. He builds intricate narratives. And in today's episode, we're going to be digging into his most ambitious gallery yet, with 2 parts from Vincent's tales, Sunflowers and Self-Portrait. Let's see how far this Ren habit hole goes. Now, before I get started, I just wanted to mention, again, how passionate you Renegades are. I honestly cannot thank you enough for all the comments and information that you've given me. As I mentioned in the last video that I did, I wasn't sure how that was going to be received along with the first one that I did. And the outpour of support that you all have given me is just, it's not something I have fully comprehended yet. But I just wanted to let you know that I really, really appreciate it. I hope I can do this justice. We'll see how this goes. I kind of wanted to do all the first 3 parts to Vincent's tales together, but it's already so long, and I didn't want it to be boring or, well, too long. Because as you know, I can be long-winded. I am going to rewind after I pause. I think YouTube defaults to 10 seconds, but I will be rewinding just to make sure that I don't miss anything. Let's get this started with Sunflowers.
Tragic scenes last night in London. A 14-year-old girl was found dead from a fatal stab wound. Her attacker, a 14-year-old boy, is in critical condition after a violent altercation with a police officer. Over to reporters on the ground for more.
Oh, such a beautiful shame.
I'm sorry, I gotta go back. I'm pretty sure that was in regards to Ginny and Screech's tale, right? I was paying attention.
Tragic scenes last night in London. A 14-year-old girl was found dead from a fatal stab wound. Her attacker, a 14-year-old boy, is in critical condition after a violent altercation with a police...
Okay, it is. And did I know? Did we know that they were 14? Jeez, what? 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 Her attacker, 14-year-old boy. Okay, yeah. What? Okay, all right. That is a phenomenal way to bring the story. And I understand Vincent's tales based on Vincent van Gogh. Maybe that was the inspiration. It's not based on it, obviously, but I guess I'll have to go through this and see. But man, that is a brilliant way for him to pull his stories together. Yeah, I'm not even 30 seconds in. Okay, I'm good. I love that.
A 14-year-old boy is in critical condition after a violent altercation with a police officer. Over to reporters on the ground for more.
Oh, such a beautiful shame.
Guitar.
The sunflowers will when the skies do not rain. It's a story I'm sure we all know.
He has a bass line.
It's a moment of madness inside of the woes. We all fall down in London town. Shaky ground.
Hang on. I like that he uses London Town, or at least he did in the other songs. And it's cool how he's looped that back in here. But this looks like Vincent van Gogh. Two things. Musically, this is different, right? Because he's in the first well, actually, the majority of the songs that I've heard, well, I say the majority, the 4 songs I've heard, it's always been a picking style. And now he's using, they're quick quips, but it's still a full strum. And that's new. I like that. And secondly, there's a bass line. So I like that I know we're doing this from a perspective almost like this is being shot as an episode or a movie or a short. And it's not as raw with him just playing, right, in the other ones that we saw before with the other tales. But I dig the bass line. And I really like the way he did the vibrato, because I did go back probably 20 seconds, because I'm going to listen to the connection again between the intro and the remainder of the song.
We all fall down
I love that.
in London town. Shaky ground carries me. Whoa, rains down blindingly loud.
I love that. I kind of wish I hadn't heard that. The trumpet. So I like that he's got a deep drum beat, a bass drum, maybe a kick drum, I don't know. And he has I'm pretty sure there's trumpets in the background too. This is such a full song already. I dig that. And I like how his emotion comes. I got to go back again. How his emotion is really coming through on the vocals. So I like how he panned. I assume this is going to be so far it's all done in one shot. I'm curious to see if the whole thing's going to be done in one shot, one take. But I like how we've started out behind Vincent, in front of Vincent, in motion. Now we've peeled back. We're going lower. And back down under the table behind the TV. All right, and I was missing some words because I was paying attention to the music and what I was seeing on the screen.
Shaky ground carries me. Whoa,
I love that.
Rains down blindingly loud. Never surrender.
Sunflowers on fire. Oh my God. Oh, the synth.
What a terrible scene. Hey,
No. Man. The way he blended the piano in, and you've got this alternate strum on the guitar. That I got here, and they coming in from the trumpet. What? The synth?
Oh, what a terrible scene. Here lie the corpses of corporate machines, planting seeds where the grass never grows. But the grass, it stays greener in places unknown as we all fall down in London town. Shaky ground carries me. Whoa, rains down.
That is gorgeous. So everything that I've heard of his so far, again, was live production. So now that this sounds like it's fully produced, at least in a proper studio or setting, right? We don't have all this atmosphere around. I knew his voice was good, don't get me wrong, but his other songs were more punchy and beat and rhythmic. And this is like I don't want to call it a proper song because his other songs are proper, but you know what I mean. This has got so much in it musically, and his voice really carries as he's really singing this versus it being a lyrical tale. I had to go back a second.
Carries me. Whoa, rains down, blindingly loud. Never surrender.
I love that. This is a masterpiece. I was trying to pay attention if his voice stayed center, and it did. So we have his voice right in the center in both ears, and then we've got this synth sound that is pinging all over, which is a great atmospheric experience. I talk about songs that have great payoffs. Typically, they're slow and long, and there's nothing wrong with that. But so far, how far am I in this? I'm halfway through. So far, this song has had 3 different builds that have wonderful payoffs. I'm just got to go back my 5 seconds. Oh, I like the fade down. Oh, hey, Ren. He does not look happy. Ooh, that was a cool click. Hang on. I gotta see this because that is a smooth cut. Okay, so we're still angled at the very last second before the cut into him on the camera, but his face position. That is almost perfect. That's not an easy feat either. It was only off a hair. That's not easy to go from a transition, especially from a higher angle, looking at the TV down, into a straight-on face shot of him. Now I get that the image on the TV that we're looking at is a straight shot of him, but still to be able to transition to that, and I'm pretty sure that's at the perfect drum beat. I'm sorry to keep going back. Yeah. Oh, I love the sweeping. Oh, I love the eerie. Somebody's whispering. Are they saying Vincent? You guys know is it saying Vincent? Yeah. Vincent. Oh, it's even saying it on the screen. I don't think it said it before. Maybe it did. I missed it. Oh, I love this feeling. Rinse and repeat. Daily life. Ooh, I like to include the sound effect. Oh, we're picking up our tempo. You probably noticed this, but we hear that clicking. We're clicking once in one ear, once in the other. So we're constantly click-clacking back and forth. And then we've got this constant Vincent slowly coming in more and more and more and louder and louder and louder. Now, this shot makes it look like he's about had it. So and then we've got this melancholy piano just trampling all around. So if I don't want to close my eyes, but I kind of want to close my eye, I got to do that. Just for a minute, because I want to just experience this in my ears and not be distracted. Oh, I love this. Ooh. that was a perfect cut and synchronization with the clicking with the shots. Yeah. Again, I wouldn't say that's not hard to do. It's time consuming because you got to think they've got hours worth of footage. And let's even say it's not hours. Let's say it's even 10 minutes. Let's say they've only got 10 minutes of footage for all of these shots. You still have to go through and and properly synchronize the click with the transition. And there are 24 frames in a second, as far as movies are concerned. Everything's shot at 24 frame. This may be in 30 or 60. My point, even if we're higher, if we're at 60 frames per second, which based on depth of field and the smoothness, I wouldn't guess. In any case, you'll have your spikes in your audio, so at least it's a visual indicator that where you can see that spike clicks. But then you've got to mesh all of these multiple 10-minute scenes together, cut them down so that they're precisely synced up with that. And I know that it doesn't seem like it's that hard. Like I said, it's not necessarily, but it's more time consuming. And the fact that we go through, at least 5? Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm a little too high. That was 5 based on the down note on the piano, but I'm more interested in what's coming up next is the clicks. Yeah. There's too many to count, and it went too fast. But still, that's pretty sweet. Okay, I want to ask this. Because you, Renegades, know Ren much better than I do. This video, and I kept the subtitles on just so I could make sure. And because the subtitles I used in the past were apparently in some parts wrong. This is coming straight from his channel, so presumably they'll be correct. With that being said, it states that the old-timey song plays in the background. Lady Love, the shades of night are falling, falling. My question is, and maybe I'll have to circle back to this after I do research, is that done on purpose? I mean, movies, they have, specific sounds, tones, music that they first have to get the rights for if it's not public domain. And secondly, to portray the story along. So I'm curious, the fact that this is actually pointed out, I don't know if he hard-coded or if it was done automatically through YouTube, but knowing Ren and his intricacies, I would imagine that was done on purpose. So now I'm curious what the relationship is between Lady Love and this. I was actually born in Mississippi. I like a swagger out. That didn't match. All right, so let's go. That was Sunflowers. So, and that Sunflowers was beautiful. I already talked about everything that really stuck out. But the composition of the music was incredible. All right, this one's longer. So now I'm curious to see how self-portrait is. I like that we picked up where we left off. Same song, same part. I thought this might be slightly different because I thought in the last one the lights were on behind him. outside. Okay, yeah, they are. Okay, all right. Now, how does this... Ooh. Staggering. All right. With movies, you may already know this, or videos, what have you. There are a couple things other than the actors, portray the emotion and aspects of a scene. So, for example, if somebody is maybe having a sad or a sentimental moment, we'll typically we'll start out fairly close up to the face and slowly pull in. And the reason we do that, or push in, the reason we push in is because where we want to portray the emotion of the person to the viewer. So the more we come in slowly, the more intricate it feels. And you feel more connected. You feel more attached. And you can maybe even start to better relate to what this person's feeling or thinking. When things go on, we'll pull back because we want the fuller picture. We want to see all the scenes that make part of this. The other part is when things are action or scary or nervous, the camera will shake. Again, portraying the emotion so that you as the viewer can kind of experience what that person might be seeing. And the camera's not from their point of view. Sometimes it is. The point is that we're using the camera to portray an emotion and a visual aspect to what you're visualizing. He has done this here. He's coming out stumbling, so now we've got the camera that is shifting those angles to make it feel like we're kind of in his shoes. So that is a really cool... I'm going to go back to when he first steps out because it looks like we're starting out flat. And then as he's walking, we're swaying. I want to see if there's any synchronization between the two. Yeah. So that's not only are they doing that to begin with, just to give us that drunken feeling emotion. When he leans one way, the camera is panning the other. And when he leans the other way, the camera pans the other way. So you're getting this full effect. So he's forward, camera's here, right? So we're panning this way. He starts to fall backwards. Now we're panning this way again. He's coming this way, we're panning this way. That is nice. Oh, hey Vincent. Oh, is he going to play again? We're on nylon strings. I love that.
Come on, let's have it, you miserable prick. I will do what I want. I will drink till I'm sick to my stomach. I'm sick of the same boring songs. I am sick of these pavements I find myself on. Great Britain, I hate you. I'll say that with pride. It's my right to be violent when you fed me lies.
I'm curious what lies he's referring to. I only pay enough in politics to make me angry. So I try not to look at and listen to a lot of politics. I'm informed, just not political. But I'm curious what his perspective is. I still like that while he's, again, not easy to do, to perform, to play, and to act drunk. And then we also continue with the camera variations.
When you fed me lies, I'm a rotter, a menace when I want to be, and I've worked for that not right because nothing comes free.
Next.
I have slaved all my life in the dull 9 to 5. I just rinse and repeat while I'm barely alive. Great Britain, I loathe you with murderous glee. I will do to this country what you've done to me. Destroy. I want to tear apart these buildings from the cinder blocks they stand. Leave this town in dust and rubble.
He's all right. So not only in association with his drunken movements, but the camera, his guitar notes and pattern he's using gives us that kind of drunken feeling. I dig that.
Make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted. But I wasted all my youth, and I've stayed so damn complacent. Getting wasted is my truth. So my style of self-expression is a fist into the gut. It's throwing up upon these pavements. Shut your fucking mouth, you slut. Bandaged angel, I am Lucifer. Might reign like Genghis Khan. Soon you will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm. I'm the victim of the victim list. The pill that makes you sick. I am chaos incarnate. Let's fucking have it then, you prick. Now the rules of
Hold it. Oh, it was cool that, you know, he bumps into this guy's girlfriend or wife, and they're just like, what, no. So he starts following Ren. But I want to see this transition, if there's a cut.
incarnate. Let's fucking
Okay, there wasn't a cut. I like the sweep. They do that commonly. It just adds that extra bit of feeling like we are really whipping around. So if we were to actually do this in person in a fast motion, like you're on a roller coaster or tilt-a-whirl or something, maybe not a tilt-a-whirl, you know what I mean. We're getting that wind sound effect, so it really makes us feel like we're a part of and experiencing.
I am chaos incarnate. Let's fucking have it then, you prick.
Is that the first one's not a cut? I'm pretty sure if there is, whoever did that was what's the word? Oh, they were like a surgeon, and that's on the tip of my tongue. But that was impressive. If there is a cut, but let me just see.
Fucking have it then, you prick.
I don't think.
Now the rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything
tell.
goes.
I like that we've changed
Keeping the
tune.
street pretty firm on your feet.
Our camera's not now drunk. We obviously have the key light on him. The guy, though, looks like he's taking off his jack. Yeah, he takes off his jacket in the
Pretty
background.
much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet. It pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they have fallen for clumsy mistakes. Late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. Break that little prick's nose. Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like
Whoa. All right, so we've done so far this whole video in one take. Possibly. I got to dissect this a little bit further. Nonetheless, we got the key light effect, stable camera. He's not slurring in his words. So it's our juxtaposition before we go back into this. So once he turns around, we do our 180 camera, and key light is off. He's back looking extremely aggressive. And now we're, again, not breaking a cut in filming this, to now we're presumably, at the person who we bumped into as girlfriend and wife, and sister partner. The person they ran into, or he ran into. I gotta check out something. Oh, that's gonna be too far. I wanted to see if there was a more close up of his gloves. All right. Anyway, I don't want to go back that far. All right. So let me pick up where I left off.
Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like karate, kick martial art master, spark a bitch, park a fist on the landing, straight carnage, it finds the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonate.
Oh, I love the lyrics. Martial art master, spark a blank. Nope, I went too far. Sorry. Let me start this over.
Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like karate, kick martial art master, spark a bitch, park a fist on the landing, straight carnage, it finds the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonated cola on the crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood, do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run, blue lights, boy, chill.
No. Why would no? What? He stabbed him. Oh, I'm mesmerized by these camera angles. So I gotta go back to okay, so he stabs him. We experience the fall. Yeah. All right, and now we sweep up. All right, no cut. We're upside down. Sped up a little bit. That was cool. Hang on, was there a cut there? I don't want to take too much time dissecting that. Even if there is, this is impressive. There was a cut. But still, the transition was almost seamless. So, whoa. Wait, we were in a nice part of town. Now this is not so nice. I love that.
So it goes in the absence of the light.
I love
the
this
devil's
voice.
soul. I see the other mind. Vincent was shaken, run from the law, hide from the beacon, crouch on the floor. The court to omit him. Hate the wolf spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down in that shape.
I'm pretty sure his vocals are recorded in a studio. I could be wrong. Whoever does, and if it's him, does his mastering on his tracks, they're very fluid. I almost want to separate the guitar from the voice.
From the back and crouch on the floor, the court to omit him. Hate the wolf spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down in that shapes him.
He's got a gorgeous voice.
He hears the sound of a copper, hot up on his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker. Bothered by the lie that Britain sold him, what a shocker. Where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. But some are never chosen, they stay frozen in the locker. Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the horror.
That's
and
true.
Swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow. And shadow ban the problem man, a soul for $1. And keep the fight amongst yourself, don't think about the squalor. The systems don't impose it or the rules that we all honor. And fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. So what's the use in running, he's already in the locker. He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch, and none will stop her. Richard was an officer.
Hang on. Some of the lyrics. I did not recognize how good his voice is. Melodically. Just because of his, like I said, his other songs were more spoken and lyrical, and and sequence, and he's really showing off his singing capability. But I just want to, there's some stuff I missed. So,
hot up on his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker. Bothered by the lie that Britain sold him, what a shocker. Where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. But some are never chosen, they stay frozen in the locker.
Yeah.
Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on that.
I love that he has added in our current climate as far as society is concerned. Because we all know that the news is a distraction, and he's calling that out. Not only that, it states, that he's just destined to survive working 9 to 5 like a lot of people do, and all he does is watch the clock. But I'm gonna miss something.
The clock, but don't think about reality.
Yeah, don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. So he's pinpointing the fact that, yeah, your life or your current work situation might not be ideal. But if you look at all the things that you could buy with the money, then it might make it worthwhile. So if you just continue to work and feed this machine as you're a cog, and there's always going to be something for you to buy. There's always something that's going to make you happy when you buy it. And it's kind of cool because, we're talking about, obviously this did not exist during Vincent van Gogh. And this story is kind of from his perspective or in his part of his story. So it's interesting that Ren decides to include this in there because that's bold would be a good way to put it. But I think that's part of Ren's character is that his point is to call things out that he sees aren't right. From what I've gathered from all of you Renegades, the amount of support that you give and the fact that even in the beginning, you've said that it's just about putting goodness out into the world. And that's part of what his message is. So it's cool. I went on that too long, but I just love that I dig that he put that in there, and the fact that we also bring up Netflix.
See my little happy shopper, a brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the hot.
Yeah, that's if news is to distract us, media is to distract us, and the fact that he's not only is he recognized it, but he's calling it out, and I'm sure he knows how many loyal fans he has and how many people he reaches. And this really strikes a chord, especially, like I said, in the current environment we see ourselves in daily.
And swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow.
Yeah.
You shadow ban the problem man, a sold for $1.
Yep.
And keep the fight amongst yourself, don't think about the squalor. The system's not impose.
Yeah, alright, that's a key thing.
Sold for
Sold for $1.
And keep the fight
amongst yourselves. Don't think about the squalor. So they're saying, listen, if you just focus on you and the person that's right across from you, then you're not paying attention to everything else that's going on around you. So as long as you just stay focused on these little things that make you mad throughout your daily life, and you don't take a look at the big picture, you're not really going to see what's going on. And I have much respect for him pointing these things out. What's humorous is that this is all happening at the same time we just essentially committed murder. Yeah, that's a cool twist. It's almost like, now I've got your attention. Let me just point out a few things that you might not be aware of in your society.
Think about the squalor. The systems don't impose it, or the rules that we all honor.
Yep.
And fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder.
Yeah,
So
he
what's
had
the
it.
use in running? He's already in the locker.
Yep.
He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch, and none will stop her. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3".
So, my memory is terrible. Isn't Richard the same cop that shot Screech? I want to say yeah.
Was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knees. But Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past. Not so quick to find a trigger, not so fast.
Not to spend more time on the cinematography and the camera, but I love that we're doing a figure eight around Vincent and Steve. Again, that's not easy to do, especially considering this alley is fairly narrow. I know, because all of you have told me, that a lot of his videos in the beginning were just shot on an iPhone. I know that this probably isn't, but they might be utilizing a camera that is fairly small. It's on a gimbal and a harness, so that way it's able to be moved seamlessly and not shaky, which is still pretty impressive for the most fact that we have shot this particular self-portrait video in so far in 2 camera takes.
But Richard was a righteous man who lived inside the law, so he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
Oh no. Oh, what? I gotta give a shout out to Ren, obviously. Who's the cinematographer? Direction and composition by Ren. Yeah. We knew that vision came from his magnificent brain. Okay, director of photography, so DP Samuel Perry. There's props because a lot goes into what the DP does. They can't even be behind the camera. Actually, they most of the time are, but you take a look at people like Steven Spielberg, who's the producer, director, and DP. This was awesome because and not to harp on this long, when you're filming anything, lighting is a big thing. And I know I don't spit a lot of lighting here in my booth, but I wanted to kind of have a dark sentiment tone. But when you're shooting anything, you don't realize the amount of time that you have to use and set up your lighting properly. You have light meters everywhere. You've got to have light. You have to do based upon the depth and how far the camera is going to be from the person. You've got to use these light meters to determine that when we go from one scene to another and one cut to another, that we're not seeing these massive variations in skin tone and atmosphere and surrounding tones. It all has to match. And the fact that, again, all of his videos, I know they may seem guerrilla style, but there's something specific. I can't say I guarantee, but I would almost guarantee that they took time to find locations that did have some of these appropriate characteristics for filming. And now that we can definitely see that more time and arguably more money was put into this production because of all of these intricacies, the way the camera's moving, just every little detail that I've pointed out so far. So it's not easy, and the amount of time that it takes to go through and to ensure that, all right, we're going to be shooting this 5-minute sequence down this alley, this alley, this alley. All right, there's a natural light from here, or a stationary light from here, here, and we're going to need to add lights here. We're going to have to maintain constant focus. These are our key marks. I mean, typically in a film or a TV show, you've got marks on the floor or the concrete where the person has to be properly framed off, and they have to be set in focus because you want to provide this depth of field. Yes, it's easy to shoot prior to how impressive camera phones were. There wasn't really a depth of field, and that is one of the big things that make a good visual experience in film to a great visual experience in film. And having a proper depth of field means that you're always going to have your subject and your main subject in focus. And older phones did not provide you that capability. So everything was essentially shot in 30 or 60p, and you didn't have a depth of field. So everything looked like a soap opera, right? If you've ever watched a soap opera or a series along those lines, it is shot in 60p on purpose because it's supposed to feel real and not cinematic. And everything that they've done in all of Ren's videos have this cinematic depth. So you're not just, while it's meant to feel real, you still want Ren to be your main focus, and they've accomplished that extremely well. And again, for the fact that we've pulled through so many, I got my headphones on. We've pulled so many different shots and locations in all of these sequences, it's hard to pull off. I mean, as a cameraman person, as you're going, even when we look at the sunflower scene, we started out on the screen. That had to stay in focus. We pulled out to see Vincent on the couch. That had to stay in focus. As we're panning around to Vince's face as he's rolling a cigarette, that has to stay in focus. As we pull out, I mean, that is not an easy feat, which is one of the reasons why a lot of things aren't shot in one or two continuous takes, because there's so much that's involved. So I just go back to, I give it a massive shout out to all the DPs that have worked with Ren and in this. And then we've got, let's see, camera operator. All right. So, you'll typically have your DP that's out there framing everything. They might be, well, not in this situation, but he's in coordination with the actual camera operator. There's just so much to tell. I should give a shout out to Bo, Pritchard, James. Richard's Tale coming soon. Hang on, I haven't even finished Vincent's Tale yet. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Hold up. That's Richard. So Richard's the cop that shot Screech, James, and he's back here. Well, I imagine in the next episode we'll figure out what actually happens to Vincent or Ren. And I still have the next video I'm going to do, because I couldn't do these in 3 because this is already going to be long. 47 minutes. Oh my gosh. If you're still around, thank you so much for sticking around. I'll quit rambling. I didn't realize that it had been this long. But my next video is going to be the 3rd episode of this within Vincent's Tale, and then the 3 that are going to be the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and then Starry Night. So I want to finish this out because this is compelling. And now Richard's Tale might be coming. Are you kidding me? Ren, man. I'll conclude with this. As I mentioned, I'm extremely thankful and humbled by all of you with your comments and support and direction, because I wouldn't even know where to go with any of this. And it started, and I can't remember your name. RSLIU, oh my gosh, I'm sorry for butchering that, had commented on my Pink Floyd The Final Cut video, because I mentioned in that Pink Floyd is, they've got stories, they've got visuals, they got everything. And this person had just mentioned that I should check out Ren. And I am thankful that you introduced me to this. And I appreciate yours, and like I said, everybody's support, because I'm flabbergasted. I need to come up with a better word, but I truly am. And I really, really, really appreciate it. So let me know in this one. I know the last one I did of the tales of Jenny, Screech, and Violet, I missed some things. What did I miss in this? It was beautiful. There's a lot going on. I tried to catch up. I'm trying to really pay attention to the story, because I was pointed out that I missed the M. Night Shyamalan hook, or in the tales for the fact that Violet was Jenny and Screech's mom, and it was 14 years later of her death that they were twins, separated at birth. I really, really hate that I missed that, because if you could have seen my face when I read it in the comments, I wish I could have recorded that, because I wanted all that to be part of it. So I tried to really, really pay close attention to this as I was going through it. So let me know what I missed. Let me know what I oversaw, or let me know what I got wrong. I can't thank you enough for everything. This has been an amazing journey. And thank you, Aussie, for the mention, instead of rabbit hole, the Wren habit hole. There's so many great things that everybody has said, and I wish I could remember it all. And I'm actually going to start in this video listing all the usernames for those who've commented, because I can't thank you enough. So thank you so much for listening to Melodic Logic. I really appreciate it. I wish and hope the best for all of you. And until next time, take care.